Good morning, everyone. My name is Danny Boy Solano Caro Jr.
I am Kenneth Alvarez.
And in this video, we will talk about the social significance of myths and legends. In your own understanding, what is myths for you?
Well done, for me, myths is something about superstitious belief. It is mostly involved about heroes, heroines, and gods and goddesses. And you know what? My favorite favorite myth myth god or goddess is Athena because she is a woman who symbolizes um, wisdom and bravery. Yes, and for me, that's just myth.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you know what? One of my realizations is that it is actually part of our culture, and it plays a big part in our life. Thank you so much for Dario. For you, do you have any idea, or what is your understanding about legend? Yeah, I agree. And I really believe that both myths and legends have, they are connected. I would agree. So, moving on, we will talk about the social significance of myths and legends can be observed in various ways, one of which cultural identity and heritage. So according here, myths and legends often serve as a foundational stories that define cultures, identity, and heritage. They provide sense of continuity and connection to the past, helping communities and understand their roots and shared history. Yeah, and I really agree because based on my personal experience, one of my ancestors shared a story about something, and even up to this day, it is actually in my mind and in my heart. It is actually uh, it seems like the story is living, you know, living with us. And how about you, Kenneth? What is your take on that?
About cultural event.
Yeah.
Yes, like myths and legends are really something about culture that we still follow up to this day. Like, for example, like the monthly celebration, like festivals, like Christmas, that has something to connect with the myths and legends.
Yeah, thank you. And the second one is transmission of values and morals. So myths frequently contain moral lessons and ethical principles that guide behavior within a society. So I would agree with this one because um, stories like fairy tales and other stories out there, it actually help and shape, children. It actually impact how they view society, how they live their life, how they act in an environment. For an instance, um, I when I was a child, I really loved, you know, um, the story of Cinderella or the princesses. And during that time, I would assume that um, our life has always a happy ending, but in reality, it is not. You will encounter hardships and everything, challenges in life. But then again, you will stand here because you believe that at the end of the day, there is actually a brighter side in that story. So how about you, Daryl? How's your take on that? Thank you so much, Daryl. Yeah, the next one we have explaining the unexplained. Myths and legends often arise as attempts to explain natural phenomena, the origins of the world, and the mysteries of existence. They provide a framework for understanding the unknown and answering fundamental questions about life, death, and the universe. Yeah, this is actually relevant even at this day because growing up, we believe in something that is unbelievable. Say, for example, when raining, every time when it's raining, we tend to we tend to think that this is a punishment for us from God for our sins, and because we believe that every time that it is raining, God is crying. Do you agree with that, Kenneth?
Yes, I really agree with that. Like people, if there's something unexplained, like people tend to believe something just to explain that unexplained. You understand?
Yeah.
Like for example, like the natural phenomena, like earthquakes, like um, tsunamis and any other destructive calamities, like people believe that it is like a punishment, and it is not like like it is something a punishment of our wrongdoing, and it is not something to disregard because like people believe that the the God and editors want something for us to have a lesson or remember something.
And then we have social cohesion. Shared myths create a sense of unity and belonging among members of a community. They contribute to social cohesion by providing a common narrative that fosters a shared identity and reinforces that bonds between individuals. What is your take on this, Karen? And then we have social cohesion. Shared myths create a sense of unity and belonging among members of a community. They contribute to social cohesion by providing a common narrative that fosters a shared identity and reinforces that bonds between individuals. What is your take on this, Karen? Yeah, I would like to agree on what you said earlier that social cohesion and myths and legend can bring unity to people. Yeah, say for example, inside the classroom, we as students, we actually as a students we actually have a different interest, but every time that our teacher read us a story, it really gets our attention and bring us together. It united to listen to that certain stories, and that is actually one of the power that myths and legends can bring to people. And if we will continue that, I believe we can create a safe and a safer environment for everyone as well.
Other social significance of myths and legends is ceremonies and rituals. Many cultural rituals and ceremonies are rooted in myths and legends. These stories often provide the framework of religious practices, rites of passage, and other significant ceremonies that play a crucial role in shaping social institutions. So, like for example, in our Muslim community, they're like wedding ceremonies. Like it is something that has a story behind it. Like it is not about like a formal ceremony. It is it is something that tells a story about their culture because about their culture and other rituals are like the to people dancing to have rain. You know that? Like it is something that is connected to myths and legends that we up until this day we are still practicing. So, Dan, are there any something you want to share?
Yeah, when it comes to rituals, I believe that even up to this day, people believe that whenever you are sick, someone, I don't know what is the term for that, but for us, we call it, Dr. Quack Quack, right? Yeah, yeah. People tend to believe that whenever you are sick and cannot be explained by a medical, professionals, we tend to go to that certain person because we think that that is the only person that that can cure you if you have illness. But then again, we cannot take that away from those people who believe in that because we cannot deny if they have past experiences that they was being cured by that person. So see, it is myths and legends is actually part of our life, and it is it is for us on how we view and we look at that certain area in our life.
I totally agree with you, Dan. Usually when it comes to entertainment and aesthetics, because we often see myths and legends, for example, in museum, like the portrait, it symbolizes something about gods and goddesses, like heroic and heroine people, and other like the entertainment industry, like film, like in theater, of course, we can really see that it is related or there's a symbolism in it, like to perform in performing the myths and and legends. And another aesthetic is how we how we dress up. Can you add something with that, Miss Darin?
I agree that mixed intelligence is considered actually as how I know you are familiar with the show of Minecraft.
Yeah.
Yes.
This it has something to do with mixed intelligence that that was given so-called life that they portray a certain character from a certain story. And if it's to entertain, especially the child or the children, that will watch that.
And also the Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, yeah. That is actually one of my, one of the shows that I really love growing up because it doesn't give you the roots of something, but it actually gives you a moral lesson that can influence in your daily life. So, yeah.
So now let's communal organizations. At the heart of every society lies collective consciousness, different and shared beliefs and values. Myths and legends still as words, binding and religious together to shape culture. These tales often passed down through generations gain a sense of belonging and fostering a shared understanding of the world and humanity. So Mr. Cannabis,
Yeah, like one one of the importance of myths and legend, it is like bonding individuals together. Like although we share different like differences in culture, in traditions, in our behavior, lifestyle, we can still see the importance of unity amidst the diversity. Like we live in harmony, having this kind of beliefs, like for example the myths and legends.
that legends and myths is considered as having communal and communal importance. That myths of that we are united and we have one common thing. From the creation of the cosmos to the release of powerful writings, myths and legends provide science and narratives to explain the mysteries of the world. These stories not only offer a framework for understanding natural phenomena, but also provide a cultural lens through which communities and networks react to their environment. Myths society, creating a narrative that resonates with their
Yeah, I would agree on what you said. No? As mentioned earlier, that myths and legends can bring people together, but in my understanding as well, explaining the natural world, it is beyond that. I really believe that. Say, for example, if a certain community interpret this stories different from your community's interpretation, it actually provides us the ability to understand the way they perceive that story and the way they believe, because you in your community you have different things as well, but because of this, the moral of every story is because of that it helps us understand and embrace everyone's differences, and let us unite together as one. Yeah, how about you?
that each certain community has different environment. That's why interpret so now let's talk about the basics of cultural beliefs. Cultural beliefs are often like primary beliefs and serving as vehicles for way of expression. Whether it's through rituals, art, or personal society gives life to lyrics, lamp, myths become a source of inspiration for creativity was influenced everything from literature and spiritual arts and music. So this part seems like it's bigger picture of myths and the legends. When we view when we say, I mean, when we talk about myths and legends, it's very important to children, to children. And when we talk about these myths, how it's something that they can grasp, it's like if I want to ask you, let's say, what is your thought about myths?
I thought about myths as the basis of cultural activities. So I think one of the example of these cultural activities is here in the Philippines, like we tend to do so much of festivals,
Yeah.
like street dance performance, like religious festival. Wanga City, like we celebrate the Sambuang Hermosa Festival in honoring the Lady Pilar for the protection and safetyness to the people. Like we are very, as Sambuangueños, like we are very grateful for that and it should be celebrated.
Okay, and now we will talk about the last one, which is establishing guidelines for living. Beyond mere storytelling, myths and legends often embody moral and ethical principles, serving as guides for living in a particular society. These narratives communicate values, norms, and societal expectation, shaping the behavior of individuals within the community. Yeah, and this is actually one of the, you know, um, one of the influence of myths and legends, because in every story is the weak we tend to hear, some are really, heartwarming, wherein the cast itself, gives a so much or so good, character in that story. And then the moral of the story, that is the one of the most important. And it is actually, help us guide on how we live our lives. Say, for example, in stories, um, we can hear that this certain character helped someone in that story as well who are struggling, and then so on and so forth. And in our daily life as well, if we see someone who is struggling and needs help, we tend to help them because we believe that that is the right thing to do. And we cannot deny the fact that it is actually, myths and legends actually taught us that. Yeah. Do you agree with that, Darling?
What you have said, each needs entails with certain moral lesson, and it can be applied in our lives. And these moral lessons is follow for us to follow, or guidelines for us. And when we say about when we pertain to this, crucial that we should be mindful of what we want to apply in our lives. Because sometimes in most of the stories, that story is the general story is good, but then at some point, the kids
Thank you so much for that, Miss Darren. And how about you, Mr. Ken?
That I really agree that the myths and legend is a shaper of our behavior on how we should live in society. For instance, like the portrayal of characters, like the lessons that the story shares with us. We really adapt this positivity in this kind of story, and we apply this to ourselves, and we are living this up until now in our society.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And I think that's it for our conversation. And one of my realization and takeaways in this conversation is that I tend to value more the importance of myths and legends, and I really appreciate the creators of that story and the creators of that piece, because somehow it really helps us to be a better person. And I just want to highlight the things that Miss Darrell mentioned earlier about we should be mindful on taking that story, the other side of the story, because on that story it is good, but in reality it could be misinterpreted by someone as wrong, and not good in their side. So at the end of the day, it's how we live our life, how how myths and legends influence our life, and how we can live our life to be a better person. Yeah, thank you so much for that.
Go.
Again, we would like to thank you guys for watching and listening with our conversation. And this is the presentation, or the video presentation, of Group 5 in Mythology and Folklore. Again, my name is Danny Boy Roquero.
I am Kenneth Alvarez.
I'm Cara Lascar.
And we would like also to, extend our thanks to one of our group mates who happens to be our camera woman, Miss Sanette Jane Castor. Again, thank you everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day.